Dragon Ball Daima was announced last week during New York Comic-Con, and as of recently, we have finally been getting new updates about the new upcoming Dragon Ball Daima series. We're going to be talking about everything that's coming up for Dragon Ball Daima and what we can expect. But hey, I'm not going to keep you guys here for too long. If you guys are hyped for Dragon Ball Daima, make sure you guys leave a like down below. Let's see what Dragon Ball Daima is cooking up this time, and let's get straight into the video. All right, dude, here we go. Shout out to Anime AJ on Twitter. This was actually a little while ago. I just didn't get the chance to make a video about it until now, so apologies for the lateness a little bit. I'll leave a link to Anime AJ's Twitter down in the description below. But yeah, let's see what he says here. Anime AJ was able to speak to some staff that was specifically working with Dragon Ball Daima, so everything that he does say here, although it's secondhand information, it is more likely to be true, considering that it's directly from the staff per se. But it says, to summarize some of the tidbits I mentioned, the episode count is unknown. Not even the animators know the length. The series does not feature flip-flopping multiple art styles. The shift from classic Z to modern Toriyama occurs when they are de-aged in episode 1. Episode length is standard 24 minutes. So this is something that I already knew, and this is something that we knew from the leakers that already leaked it out. Anyway, we don't actually know the episode count. There was like a few, I think it was DBS Hype who said it was going to be about like 13 to 15 episodes. That isn't confirmed yet. That was just something that was leaked. So we actually don't know exactly in length how long Dragon Ball Daima is going to be yet. Not even the animators know the length yet. So we can't just jump the gun on anything. This could very much go on for a year, which is kind of excessive considering that this is going to drop in the fall of next year, but I don't know. And then it talks, this is the flip-flopping multiple art styles. Okay, so that was a little bit confusing at first, because when you actually see the teaser that was dropped for Dragon Ball Daima, it seems like it's dropping a little bit. Like, it seems like it's going back and forth from like old classic Z to Toriyama's modern art style, and that's not really the case. It's only doing that when the shift happens in episode 1 from when Goku and Vegeta are adults, and then they get shift to being to kids again. So that's a little bit of an explanation to those of you who were confused about that. And it says episode length is standard 24 minutes. Now, there was things that I was hearing that the episodes were going to be about 30 to 45 minutes long, and that's not really the case here, because it's very rare that you see anime episodes, especially for like the length of the entirety of the length of the series, sorry, that it would be 30 to 45 minutes long. That just rarely happens. Obviously, anime episodes, like some of them, like Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, will sometimes, once like in the beginning of the series and the end of the series, they'll drop like a 30 to 45 minute episode, but that's only once in the series. Not every single episode is like that. So that's a little bit of context with that if you heard it around with the leakers. But yes, moving on, it says, while the concept of de-aging the character sounds like GT on paper, it's not that at all. The series is very much in vein of GRPGs Toriyama has been involved in such as Dragon Quest and Blue Dragon. Dude, that is like music to my ear. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Toriyama did work on Dragon Quest, and this series more or less is going to be a pun, or the story is going to be sort of like a pun off of that, which is very, very exciting, considering that Toriyama, you can assume that he's probably not going to take the route of like transformations and all these like yelling and power-ups. We're probably going to be going back to old school Dragon Ball, like old school Dragon Ball with like Nakatsuru and stuff like that, because this series is going to be more based off of story, exploring new worlds and stuff like that. I wouldn't hold my breath for even transformations in this series, which is why you see Goku bring back the power pole. And then it says the other two major characters weren't revealed, interestingly. Okay, and that's something else that was leaked. So they're saying that there are 2 other characters that are going to be supporting Kid Goku here and the Kid Supreme Kai. They're going to be accompanying them during this journey of exploring this new world and basically trying to get their bodies back. So those characters weren't revealed in the trailer just yet. We are going to get more information regarding Dragon Ball Daima in January. I believe it's late January when the Dragon Ball Battle Hour happens. And I'm not sure if we're going to get anything Budokai Tenkaichi 4 related, but we do know for a fact that we will get more things Dragon Ball Daima related at the upcoming Dragon Ball Battle Hour. Now it says, it's correct that Nakatsuru is the character designer for the show, but unlike recent efforts where he only provided designs for a series, he will be contributing with corrections too. So that's really, really big, because some things that a lot of the Dragon, like for this especially applies for Super, that when Super was dropping or when Super was airing, dude, the amount of errors that was there during the animation, that's just because it was so rushed. We can very, very much be happy about the fact that that won't be the said with Dragon Ball Daima. They're really going all out with animation in Dragon Ball Daima. Like, I'm not joking. Scrolling down, it says Ayaku Maki is not the sole series director. Yoshiteru Shitaka Yashima is the primary series director. He was a sole animator on DBS mainly, but provided a great deal of storyboards to the show, which were solid. To the best of my knowledge, this is his debut on the role. Can't complain about that. It shows obviously the Vegeta versus Toppo fight, which is basically like a little bit of work that he was working on here and there. Now it says art direction from Takahashi Kurahashi, who you will know as the art director on the 2008 Yo Son Goku OVA. You got a glimpse of some of his stunning backgrounds in the trailer. So basically the backgrounds in this teaser that you see in the teaser, and he actually shows the pictures here, is that the backgrounds are absolutely gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's very rare that you see old school classic Z backgrounds like this. And if you actually watch the backgrounds in even the OVA that he's talking about, the Yo Son Goku OVA, the backgrounds in that OVA is really, really good as well. Not a lot of people have seen that OVA, but the backgrounds in that OVA is really, really good as well. But the backgrounds in the teaser, if you watch back the teaser, the backgrounds in this teaser look absolutely gorgeous, bro. Like really, they really look good. Okay, scrolling down, it says color design is from Rumiko Nagai, who also did the color work on DBS Broly and Superhero. We seem to be free of bad color design in new projects. Nagai has been consistently great. So the color designs, and this is why a lot of people were saying that this looks a lot like Broly, because of the color designs, right? The color designs for Shintani, which is what happened in the DBS Broly movie, the color designs is what made the animation so good, and the color designs is also what made Classic Z so good. So that's why the animation in the series is so well done. Some of the chief animation supervisors include Shikashi Kubota. If you guys don't know who that is basically someone who's worked on Superhero. Nirahiro Shintani. Okay, everyone knows Shintani. The guy who worked on the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, that guy is a legend. We all know that. Yuya Takahashi worked on like several Dragon Ball Super episodes, and he also, and this is very huge, he also worked on the Vegeta versus Broly fight, which is amazing. That's probably one of the best fights in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Then Takio Ide and Miyako Tsuji, pretty much an all-star lineup for a show that is heavily focused on art consistency. So dude, they're going all out on the art, on the animation. Dude, if there's one thing we can be assured of, if you don't even like the concept of them being turned into kids again, one, the animation is going to be fire, and this does bring back a lot of hope for the Dragon Ball Super anime when it does return, because we can tell that they're going to be going all out with the animation when the Dragon Ball Super anime does return. So that is really exciting, considering how hard they're going on Dragon Ball Daima. We can expect the same thing from Dragon Ball Super when it does return. So we're not going to be having that trash, you know, the trash animation or buggy animation that we were having at the beginning of Super when it was airing. But that's something you can consider a lot too, is that you can criticize the idea or the concept of this as much as you want. But dude, let's be honest, this series is going to look great. It's going to look absolutely great, although I think you really should wait until the first episode drops so you can get a better idea of what this series is going to look like. But this animation is going to look great. We're talking about some of the best animation and probably animation in anime history. Yeah, now it says production began at the tail end of 2021 with Toei creating a pilot in early 2022 for Toriyama and Shueisha to approve. Full staff were recruited in April 2022 with animation starting properly in October that same year when Dragon Quest Dai ended, or DQ Dai ended. So that, oh my gosh, that really makes a lot of people wonder, why wouldn't they just start Super at that point? But like I said, Dragon Ball Daima is not a bad project that they're working on, and I'm even more excited for it considering how hard they're going in on the animation. And not just that, but how much Toriyama is involved. And we're going to get a little bit more on how much Toriyama is involved, because Toriyama is way more involved with Dragon Ball Daima than he was with the Dragon Ball Super anime when it was airing. Like, Toriyama is more involved with Dragon Ball Daima than he has been with Dragon Ball in a very long time. And that's just facts. It says you can expect the major players from Dragon Quest Dai to make an appearance as key animators. The emphasis is heart-to-heart combat and traditional weapons rather than on key blast spams. Don't hold your breath for Dragon Ball Super transformation stuff especially. Now that is such amazing news, dude, because we really miss, because a lot of people forget how much Dragon Ball characters have hands, and that's something that necessarily isn't really seen a lot throughout the anime because there's so much key blasts and transformations and stuff like that. So it's really cool to know that we're going back to hand-to-hand combat so people can actually see what Dragon Ball originally was sought to be out, and we're not going to be having like any big yelling transformation scenes, and that's why they bring back the Nyaibo, which is the power pole, which is so exciting for this series. We haven't seen the power pole in so long, like literally in so long, and this is why a series like this is going to be, for me, like it really excites me as like an old school Dragon Ball fan, because I personally liked Dragon Ball more than I did of Dragon Ball Z, to be honest. And I think a lot of the Dragon Ball fights are very underrated, and a lot of Dragon Ball fights do have better fights than Z. You can't argue that, like, for sure. So it's really cool to see this, dude. This is something completely new and completely different from Dragon Ball, and you like a change every once in a while, you know, like you don't want the same thing over and over again, especially when it comes for Dragon Ball. He says, while it's true the series is aimed at a younger audience, there will still be dramatic moments. Production documents state Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer as sources of inspiration, though it's unclear in quite what sense. Now that is really, really huge, because Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer are very, very popular right now. Like probably some of the most popular animes that's out right now, like literally. So I'm not sure in what sense they're actually like taking in terms of an audience. I'm not sure in exactly what sense they're doing that, but it's exciting to see. So although it is aimed to be at a younger audience, because they probably won't have like blood scenes and gore scenes and stuff like that. However, there will still be dramatic moments, and that's exciting to see. We want to see those dramatic moments, especially considering that Dragon Ball has been known for a lot of their dramatic moments. You know what I mean? So that's really exciting to see. Now it says the scope of the series grew over during the production, with many people's time on it being extended beyond their initial agreements. Its release format isn't 100%, and the mainline Dragon Ball Super TV series is on the back burner for now. And that's just what I was saying for a lot of people, is that to stop waiting for the Dragon Ball Super TV series as of now, right? Like I wouldn't expect anything to come from it in 2024 and 2025. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. I don't even know if this Daima series will be extending to 2025, so it just depends on how the series operates. But I would stop waiting for Super for now. That Super is not going to be coming for a little bit, and that's just because we're getting this Dragon Ball Daima series. Now, although it delays the series, like, look on the bright side. This is the best thing I can say, is that look on the bright side of this, is that we already know what's going to happen with Super when it does come back, right? Because we've read the manga, right? We would just want to see it animated, and obviously we all want to see Vegeta go Ultra Ego, yes, for sure. But like I said, we know what happens in these arcs. For Dragon Ball Daima, we have no idea what's going to happen, right? So they could be cooking up something crazy here. We just don't know yet. But obviously we know that for the manga already, because we've read the manga, and we know what the manga, we already know what the manga has. So just look on the bright side of this. Now, Anime AJ says they weren't kidding when they said this is the most Toriyama has been involved. He and Shueisha went as far as checking actual cuts of animation to ensure they best matched his vision, not just scripts and design this time. Now that is absolutely huge. It's very rare you see that from Toriyama, especially with the way Dragon Ball operates nowadays. It's very, very rare you see that with Toriyama. Toriyama did not do this with Super. He did not do this with Super as it was airing, right? Like, he would send scripts, obviously, to Toei, and then obviously they would work on the scripts or whatever and adapt it to the best of their abilities. But Toriyama was not involved this much with Super. So the fact that he's doing this with Daima, dude, they could be doing something incredible with Dragon Ball Daima. Seriously, they really could. Now, yeah, we're coming to the end of this. It says the last minute name change they noted also was no joke. Dragon Ball Magic was on Sate, updated as recently as last week. It has always had provisional written on it though. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now people know that the leakers weren't lying about the name. So let's be grateful for that, because Magic was what it was. Like, it was like, I guess you could say it was like a code name for it. So Magic was the code name for Dragon Ball Daima, and then obviously it was changed to Dragon Ball Daima. And to me, I like the name Dragon Ball Daima a lot more than Dragon Ball Magic. So thank goodness for that. The Dragon Ball Daima name is a lot better, and this is just my opinion, but it's a lot better than Dragon Ball Magic. So yeah, that's everything I can say for now. Okay, that's pretty good. So like I said, dude, the Dragon Ball Daima series is going to be completely new. It's going to be completely different. Please be excited about this, because the Dragon Ball I know the concept is hard to intake because Goku and the rest of the cast is turned into a kid again. And although that concept is obviously taken from GT, this is not GT. I can't explain to you how many times I see from people that this is a GT Part 2. Literally, I see that all the time. I see it everywhere, that this is the GT Part 2 and nobody asked for this. Dude, this is not a GT Part 2. This is completely different from GT. The only thing that is similar is the fact that Goku gets turned into a kid. So everybody, and this is something else that I want all you to know as well. Anybody who's saying that they're not going to watch it, they're lying. They're obviously going to watch it when it comes out. At least the first episode. They're going to watch at least the first episode when it drops. So anybody who's saying that to you, trust me, they're going to watch it. They are going to watch it. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Let me know what you guys think about all these upcoming updates coming to Dragon Ball Daima. Let me know how you guys feel about Dragon Ball Daima down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Hey, it's me, Goku! If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to hit a like and subscribe button so you can be updated for all the new content PBL Gaming makes. See ya!